Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS Academy. Today in this session, we are going to see very important articles that appeared in our today's newspaper. First of all, I'll let you know important topics of the day, and later on we are going to see each and every topic from prelims and as well as mains point of view, and I'll let you know how questions can be asked from that topic in different formats so that you can get some idea regarding how questions can be asked and how you have to prepare accordingly. Okay, now let's get started. First article, it is about Rath Yatra. There is one image related to Rath Yatra of Puri in the front page of Hindu, and we are going to see details of that Rath Yatra. And it is part of art and culture. In art and culture, we have one topic called as festivals and fairs. And you need to know about festivals of our country because you are writing examination for central services. You don't know in which state you will be getting posted, right? And sometimes you need to organize that kind of festivals and fairs. And if you get this IPS as your service, then you have to arrange security and you have to provide VIP security protocols also. So in that point of view, for sure you need to know about the major festivals and fairs in our country. Okay, so here you may get directly a prelims based question. Our next topic is Prime Minister Modi to flag off India's first hydrogen powered train from Haryana's Jind. So it is India's first ever hydrogen powered train. If there is anything first in our country, for sure UPSC wants to know, and UPSC can give you a question on this. UPSC can give you a question on directly about this hydrogen powered train or directly about green hydrogen or types of hydrogen. And it is one of the repeated theme of UPSC. UPSC is consistently asking question on green hydrogen from past 3 to 4 years. And this time also you may get a question on this green hydrogen or hydrogen powered train. And this topic is important from your GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. And next topic is teacher fired over religious homework given to student. So this is issue which is going on in Hyderabad itself, in Saidabad. Okay, so here we have to see about what is the right to religious freedom. It is part of your fundamental rights from polity. And next topic is frame policy for release of aged, terminally ill inmates. This article is talking about again prisons. From recent past, from last 2 months onwards, we are seeing lots of articles related to prisons. What we discussed about the conditions of prisoners. We saw about overcrowding of prisons. There is 130% of capacity. And we discussed about spread of one virus called as herpes simplex virus in this prisoners. And now again, Supreme Court is asking central government to come up with a policy to release whom? Aged, terminally ill inmates. Okay, that means this year in 2026 mains or even 2027 mains and as well as prelims, this prisons will be very important and you have to cover in detail about this prisons, and this is important from your GS paper 2 under governance. And next topic is beyond weight loss, how GLP-1 can affect your skin, hair and nails. Repeatedly we are seeing one drug called as GLP-1 in news. We know that can be used for control of diabetes. Not only that, even we can control our body weight. Now this article is saying that apart from this diabetes and as well as controlling of body weight, the same drug will also have impact on our skin, hair and as well as nails. So here you may get a question on this GLP-1 drug in prelims. I'll let you know how questions can be asked. So this topic is important from GS paper 3 under science and technology. And next topic is breaching the target. In yesterday's class, we discussed about increased inflation in our country, right? Retail inflation is 4.4% and it is 18 months high, right? So here this article is talking about the breaching of the target, whether we have to change interest rate or not, what steps need to be taken by RBI now. This is about that topic that is important from economy from GS paper 3 point of view. Okay, now see this image guys. Have you seen this image at any time? So this image, it is about Rath Yatra. where this Rath Yatra will be conducted. In which state? In Odisha. In which temple? Puri Jagannath temple. That means we are talking about a temple. In your art and culture, the first topic you will be studying is about architecture. In this architecture, the very important topic that you need to focus is temple architecture. In this temple architecture, you will be getting mains based question, and many a times UPSC gave simple prelims based question. In 2026 prelims, which had been held recently also, they asked about Nagara style of temple architecture. They gave, I think, three pairs, and four pairs, and they asked which of the temples comes under Nagara style of temple architecture. This is very recent question, 2026. And before that, they asked a very simple question, Panchyatana style. Panchyatana is related to which architecture? Panchyatana is nothing but it is related to temple architecture. Panch means 5, right? So what happens in this Panchyatana style here is, if you take this is as a temple complex, center we will be having the main deity. For example, if this temple is related to Lord Shiva, Shiva's deity will be seen at the middle. Or if this temple is dedicated to Lord Vishnu deity, so it will be there in middle. And in the four sides, we will be having other deities. For example, if you go to any temple, we will see Lord Ganesha. Like that, we have Navagrahas. We will be having other images of other deities, no? So, in this way, we will have this style of architecture. This is called as Panchayatana. So, this is also the question 2017 or 16, I guess. In this way, UPSC can ask you a question. Okay, so how many types of temple architecture do we have? In North India, we have Nagara style of temple architecture, and in southern part, we have Dravidian type of temple architecture, and in between, we have Vesara style of temple architecture. It is a combination of Nagara and Dravida. Okay, so what is the major difference between Nagara and Dravida? The first difference you have to remember is, for Dravidian temples, we have boundary. We will be having a boundary wall. In South India, if you go to any temple, we will be having boundary wall. Inside this, we have this temple. And one more important feature of this Dravidian temple architecture is, we will be having a water tank or water source where we will wash our legs, and where after washing our legs only we will enter into this temple. In Nagara, we don't have this boundary wall, and even we don't have this water body in that so and so temple. Normally, we will call it as Koneru. Koneru will be there in most of our South Indian temples. If there is no Koneru, they will at least arrange a tap or a water tank where we can wash our legs. Okay, next one here is this part, upper part. If you take this is temple. In Nagara style of temple architecture, it will be like in this shape. Okay, but here in the Dravida, it will be like pyramidal structure. This is also one important difference that you can see. And if you see this Puri Jagannath temple, which is belonging to this Dravidian or Nagara, yes, it is belonging to Nagara type of temple architecture. Here you can see the image. Do you know the facts of this temple? It is like this. If you type about interesting facts of Puri Jagannath temple, they give a lots of facts. Those will be like interesting about the flag. Can you see the flag here? So it will be moving in opposite direction to the wind. So like that, there will be a lots of facts. So just type it, and just for your knowledge purpose, I am telling that. Okay, now here if you see one more interesting fact of this Puri Jagannath temple is the idols. Idols of this temple are made up of wood. If you go to any other temple, we can see metal, panchaloha, or sometimes stone, that too like black color, white color, red sandstone, different kind of stones they will use for carving of these deities. But here in this temple, we can see this wooden. And recently, before this Rath Yatra, what is the event that normally seen in this Puri? Deities with these gods will be suffering from cold and fever, and they will be provided with Ayurvedic medicines for 15 days. And after one god fell well, then only they will conduct this Rath Yatra. Do you know this story? Yes. In your art and culture, if Shalini ma'am comes, she will show everything on screen and she will explain each and every temple. Okay. So now let us see in detail about this Rath Yatra. It is commonly called as Jagannath Yatra, Rath Yatra, and it is annual event. That means every year once we will celebrate this Rath Yatra. Sometimes UPSC can change this annual with biannual, thrice in a year, once in 2 years, like that it can change the number. But you have to remember every year we will be having this Jagannath Rath Yatra. And it is a journey of Lord Jagannath and his elder brother, his name is Lord Balabhadra, and younger sister Subhadra. Where they'll go? They'll go to their aunt's temple. Where it is just 3 kilometers near to that temple, and they will take these idols on rathas, on this chariots. They are called as, this event is called as Rath Yatra. Okay, and next one is, this festival dates back to at least 12th century CE. And next you have to remember one important name. Who built this temple? This temple was built by King Anantavarman, and they belongs to Ganga dynasty. Very, very important. This temple was built by Anantavarman, belongs to Ganga dynasty. And this festival is also known as Festival of Chariots. And next one here is when this Rath Yatra begins. It begins on second day of Ashada. You know this Ashada month, especially newly married couple. They will leave their wife in their in-laws home for 1 month. Why? What is the reason? Is there any reason why they will leave newlywed wife in their mother's home? What is the reason? Any scientific reason? What is the scientific reason behind it? What is that period of time? So what happens is, do you know the gestation period in humans? It is 9 months. So if these couple, if they are newlywed, if they are together, and if in that Ashada month, if that woman conceives, means she will give the birth to that baby in peak summer season. Because of this, what happened? It will be affecting both mother's health condition as well as baby's health condition. So to prevent that, they will send this newlywed wife to her mother home to stop this kind of unwanted pregnancy in that 1 month. That is a reason. But many of them know that. But nowadays in Insta, every reel is about this only. Ashada Masam started, they are sending their wives into their in-laws home. Okay, see this next article, guys. Read out the title. Prime Minister Modi to flag off India's first hydrogen powered train from Haryana's Jind. Keyword is India's first hydrogen powered train. Keep star mark for this. You may get a question on this. How UPSC give you a question? First one is, consider the following statements regarding hydrogen powered train. Under that, UPSC can give you 2 to 3 statements, and it may ask you to identify correct statements or incorrect statements. Second type of question is, nowadays you are getting analysis based questions, like 3 statements they'll give. Under that, statement 1 explains, statement 2 is contradicting, and statement 3 is supporting statement 1. So they can give you those 3 statements by interlinking this green hydrogen production and how it will be helpful for controlling of climate change and why India launched this. They may give you 3 statements based on these 3 points, and they can ask you analysis based question, which is based on the new format of 2026 question. Okay, clear? And next type of question they can give you here is about only green hydrogen. Consider the following statements regarding green hydrogen. And here green means it is produced from, like that we have different colors for hydrogen. We have gray hydrogen, brown hydrogen, pink hydrogen, blue hydrogen, green hydrogen. You have to write down the different colors of hydrogen. Beside that, you have to see how they are produced. Okay. On this also, UPSC can give you a match the following based question. In 2026, UPSC gave match the following question on what? Interpol notices. Blue notice, black notice, silver notice. Yes. In the same way, now UPSC can give you similar format of question by giving green hydrogen, blue hydrogen, gray hydrogen, brown hydrogen, and they may ask you to match the follow. Is that the possible question or not? Whenever we are preparing for any exam, remember this guys, don't prepare randomly. If you prepare randomly, you won't clear that exam. So you have to take the PYQs, how they are asking questions, understand their intention, and you have to prepare accordingly. Then only you can strike the right answer, or else you can't. Okay, so last year they gave color notices, this year they may give color hydrogens. Okay, now let us see this article. This article is saying that Prime Minister will flag off India's first green hydrogen powered train on July 17th. Today, our Prime Minister going to flag this train. And it is a step towards what? Green and zero emission transport. The major problem in our transport system. Can you tell me the different modes of transport system we have? We have roadways, railways, airways, waterways. And nowadays we are talking about pipelines, ropeways. Yes. So what is the major problem of this transport system? We'll use petrol or diesel. That will release lots of carbon dioxide emissions, air pollution, air quality damage. Everything is the major problem. Ultimately, that will lead to climate change. Yes or no? So here the major step government is taking here is we have to move towards green transport system. For that reason, whatever the diesel trains are there, whatever the coal-based trains are there, we are shifting them to electric trains. And even nowadays, we are promoting electric vehicles, electric buses, electric cars, electric two-wheelers. Yes. And one more green and transition towards clean energy is hydrogen. We can use this hydrogen as a fuel and we can run our vehicles. So now, India's first ever hydrogen powered train came into existence, and it is a step towards clean and as well as green transport system in our country. In turn, we can also reduce carbon dioxide emissions into atmosphere. Okay, now let us see what is this green hydrogen and what is the target of our country. So green hydrogen is nothing but, what is the formula of hydrogen, guys? From where we can produce this H2? We have H2O. What is H2O? Water. If we are breaking this, can we get this hydrogen or not? So what we are doing is, we are going for breaking of this water. What is that process is called as? I think in your school days, you might have studied that. Have you heard this word electrolysis? We are surrendering electricity and we are breaking this water molecule. And in turn, we are getting hydrogen. That hydrogen is called as green hydrogen. Clear? Green hydrogen is nothing but it is a zero emission fuel created by splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so this hydrogen is called as green hydrogen. Now we can use it for what? For fuel purpose. And India has one ambitious project. Please make a note. Hydrogen for Heritage project. Please make a note. It is very important. While you are writing your mains answer, you can use it as an example. Hydrogen for Heritage project. Under this Hydrogen for Heritage project, our Indian Railways wants to deploy around 35 hydrogen trains. Our Indian Railways have an ambitious project of inducting 35 hydrogen-based trains trains on ecologically sensitive and scenic routes. Normally, we have important tourist sites and scenic destinations, right? Especially if you go to Northeast, if you go to this Western Ghats region, and even in this Araku region also, we can see like scenic beauty. So in that regions, if you're going for using this diesel and petrol vehicles, what happens? That will leads to pollution. Because of this, tourism will be getting affected, and entire environment can be degraded in that location. So in that areas, we have to go for zero emission transport system. So that is the aim of our Indian Railways. That project is called as Hydrogen for Heritage. Okay, and they want to induct how many? 35 hydrogen trains. And this is the first train in that project. Clear? And what is the significance of this move? Is that good or bad if you are inducting hydrogen-based railways? First one is obviously we can boost our green transport system. That will enable zero emission. It is one of the clean alternative for this kind of carbon emission related fuels. And next one is we can also achieve our target. What is the target? Net zero or carbon neutrality by 2070 by shifting towards this hydrogen based. And next one is we can boost our hydrogen economy. India launched a mission called as National Green Hydrogen Mission. For what? To reduce the emissions. And now it will also boost that policy. And next one is obviously we can ensure energy security. Rather than using this diesel and as well as petrol, we can go for breaking of water molecules and we can use this hydrogen as a fuel, so that we can reduce our imports of crude oil from other countries, so that we can decrease our dependency on foreign countries. These are the advantages of green hydrogen powered railways. And now we have challenges. What are the challenges? Is that easy to break this water molecule? We need lots of electricity. From where we are producing this electricity from in India? Coal. To provide electricity, again we have to burn more and more coal. The main aim of using this green hydrogen is to reduce carbon dioxide emission. But if you are burning coal again, what is happening? There is again increased carbon dioxide emissions. Next, do we have that high-end technology? High-end technology is also a problem. And initially, if you want to set up that kind of equipment, it will be costly. We need again more amount of funds. And next, okay, now let us see challenges. The first one is high cost. Next one is storing of hydrogen is also very difficult. Have you seen hydrogen is stored in some tins? Oxygen is stored in some tins. If you have been to hospital, oxygen cylinders, have you seen that? So in the same way, we have to store this hydrogen in tins at a very high pressure. It will be also a challenging task. And next one is infrastructure, like there is limited hydrogen production, and if you want to go for transportation and refueling facilities will be also difficult in our country. And energy efficiency, we have to think like how much electricity it is required to break this water molecule, and from where we are getting that energy, there how much amount of carbon dioxide we are releasing. So we have to go for checking of efficiency. And next one is obviously safety concerns, because it is highly inflammable. Okay, highly flammable. So because of this, we require special storage, handling and monitoring system. So if UPSC wants to ask a question in this area, how it can ask? Recently, our Prime Minister flagged India's first ever hydrogen powered railway. In the light of this statement, what are the advantages and challenges? You may get a question on this directly. Clear? Say this article, guys. Read out the title. Teacher fired over religious homework given to student. What does this title mean? Teacher fired means? Okay. Teacher removed. Reason? Because teacher gave homework to students related to religious thing. So finally, teacher had been fired off. So what was instead was just 6 years boy, 6.5 I guess, He is studying second standard, second class. Second class homework assignment was to memorize and recite Kalma. Now tell me guys, do you know Kalma what it is? Do you know Kalma? Me don't know. In that school for just second class boy, they gave this homework of memorizing. They have to by heart that and they have to recite. Next day they have to come to the class and they have to tell. That too, that homework is given to a Hindu student. Is it possible for a Hindu student to know about this kalma, uh, to to spell or to recite? Is that possible? Not kaima, it is kalma. Okay, so what happened? And they wrote that homework in a school diary. You know, nowadays schools are providing school diaries, and in that diary they'll be writing their homework, and the parent has to sign. From next week onwards, this work will be also started for me to sign in that diary of my kids. I don't know for this preschool guys, they are also maintaining diary. In that diary, what they'll write, it seems, you know, they will write about what they have to bring for this eating part for half an hour. They will give the directions of what to bring, that to healthy snacks. And even they said that there will be colors day, you know, orange color day, vegetable day. Nowadays they are celebrating. And they will also write like which color dress they have to wear on that day, it seems. I cannot understand like what is my future. That's what I'm thinking. My boy is like, if someone says something, he has to follow that for sure. He will not follow the orders of mama and father, but he will follow the orders of other people. So if I send my kid to that school, if they say something, if that is not there in my home, it's what is my future? I'm thinking that from yesterday onwards. It is becoming a big headache. Okay, let it be. So here, this article is saying that teacher fired over religious homework given to student. So now let us see the context. So there is one recent controversy which is going on in Hyderabad, Saidabad. The school name is Success School. And this controversy highlighted that there is tensions which are going on between religious sensitivities and school autonomy, and what about the secular education in our country. Okay, do you know why there is a concept of uniform in the school? What is the reason? Whether you come from high class family or middle class family or low class family or which religion from, you have to wear the similar dress. All are equal, right? To promote the secular education, we have this concept of uniform. And not only that, from whichever religion the students come, they will be having same textbooks, same single teacher who will be teaching all the concepts. But if this kind of homework, if you're giving for the children, can we create enmity against religion? Yes or no? If we are creating enmity against that small mindsets, then what happened? Obviously, that will lead to hate speech, hate crime in the future. Can we ensure secular education in that kind of, if we are giving that kind of homeworks for the children? If you're going for teaching based on religion, is that right for that young minds? That is the controversy now which is going on in the news. Yesterday entirely the news is about this. I don't know whether you have seen that news channel or not. Yesterday is about this only. This is the viral news, even in Insta also. Okay, now let us see about legal and constitutional framework in our country. In our preamble, they said about the secular. Secular means all religions are equal. There is no special treatment for any religion. And next one here is we have articles. Article 25 to Article 28, which is part of fundamental rights, talks about right to religious freedom. And here, under this Article 25, it talks about freedom of conscience, freedom of profess, and this one is there should be no forceful imposition of religion on anyone, right? And there should be no forceful conversations of the religion also. But here what is happening on Hindu? We are we are inculcating this like you have to recite this, you have to memorize this, or else if you are not doing this work, then you will be getting punished. Is that right? No, it is affecting our religious freedom. Article 25. And this one is we have Article 51A subclass A talks about it is a fundamental duty to promote harmony and spirit of common brotherhood. So if you are creating enmity between the religion, can we ensure brotherhood? For sure we cannot. So even Article 51A subclass E is also getting violated. And this one is we have Right to Education Act, which prohibits discrimination based on religion, and even it emphasizes child-friendly, value-based education without religious coercion. Even our Right to Education Act is also saying that there should not be any religious coercion. But here in this school, it is going on. And even we have BNS Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which says about promoting enmity between the groups or hurting the religious sentiment could be punished. Even this BNS also we have a section which talks about enmity, and if you are creating some disturbance between the religion, it is a punishable offence. So these are the some frameworks which are present in our constitution, and as well as some laws which came up by the government of India to ensure secularism. Then what will be the impact of this kind of things which will go on the schools? Obviously that will lead to the erosion of trust between people and as well as school management. And not only that, what happens here is sometimes the parents will not come forward to send their children to the school also if this goes on. And this one is normally whatever the homework which will be given by the teachers, they should focus on academic skills, but they should not be based on devotional practices at all. Okay, so that is the thing, guys. And you have to think in this way, like if you are a district collector in your area, if there is one school which is focusing on this kind of religion related matters, if that is creating a law and order problem in your area, how you can handle that? This topic is very important from persuasion from GS paper 4. There is one topic called as persuasion that comes in chapter 2, that is attitude. So from that point of view, you can see this topic, guys, in your GS paper 4 ethics. You see this article, frame policy for release of aged, terminally ill inmates. What is this article talking about? Have you heard about NALSA? Polity, NALSA. What is the full form of NALSA? I am asking only full form. Tell me full form of NALSA. All the students tell me in the comment box, NALSA. Yeah, recently only it had been done. You wrote mains, you wrote prelims, you are writing everyday prelims. Come on, NALSA. National Authority Law, essay. National Authority, very good. National Legal Service. Okay, so what is the work of this NALSA? What it will do? To provide free legal aid. Yes? What is free legal aid? Who will get this free legal aid? Will all citizens of India will get this? Then what is the criteria? Vulnerable sections of society. Next. Senior citizens. Yes. SC/ST people. Next. Transgenders. Okay. What is free legal aid and which article talks about free legal aid? 30? Article 39A talks about this free legal aid which comes under DPSP. Then what is free legal aid? What is free legal aid, guys? We have public prosecutors, advocates, what they'll do. Shh. Won't you see movies? Free legal aid. Promoting. What promoting? What is free legal aid, Kiran? For example, if there is a person who did some offense and he is put behind the bars, but he is not economically that much sound to keep his own lawyer. What happened? At that time, government has to provide a lawyer, right, to deal with that case. So it is called as free legal aid. It is nothing but Article 39. It is as simple as that. Don't complicate the things. Try to understand on basic level. If you understand the things, obviously you can remember and recall everything, guys. If you try to complicate the things and if you try to by heart the things without knowing what is the meaning of that, you cannot carry throughout. In examination hall, you'll get this idea. I read NALSA, but I don't know what this NALSA does. That will be the situation actually in your examination hall. Okay, so try to understand what is it. If you don't know, try to Google it. You have Google. Everything is there in your hands only. If you have a simple smartphone in your hand. So whatever you want, you can do. No, so just Google it. And if you don't know, if you can't understand whatever the sentence give there, so just use AI and ask AI to give in simple format. And even in your regional language also it can give. So ask in your regional language. Just understand the things, guys. Don't try to by heart everything. It won't happen. Okay, now this article is saying that frame a policy for release of aged terminally ill inmates. So now Supreme Court gave order to states, UTs, related to what? To frame a uniform policy. Related to what? They have to release this aged and terminally ill inmates in prisons. What is the major problem we have? Overcrowding. So because of this overcrowding, what happens? Easily transmission of diseases can happen. Basic services cannot be provided. And especially aged people, they have lots of NCDs, non-communicable diseases like hypertension, diabetes, their immunity will get weakened. So if they are living in these crowded places, is that right? Can we ensure right to life and personal liberty of that people? Their life will be getting affected. So because of this, NALSA said that yes, we can go for release of this aged and terminally ill inmates. Terminally ill means nothing but people who are in the final stages, like cancer 5th stage. We will be saying that terminally ill patients, no? So that people had to be released. That is the thing which mainly said here. Okay, so here how UPSC can give you a question. The major problem in the prisons is overcrowding. In the light of the statement, what are the reasons? What challenges faced? Suggest some measures. Whenever we are giving some measures, can you use this or not? Recently, Supreme Court asked states and as well as UTs to come up with a uniform policy to release that. We can implement that. Our understanding in this way, you have to use this article. Okay, that's it. And just see about NALSA once, guys. See this next article. Beyond weight loss, how GLP-1 can affect your skin, hair and nails. So how can you get a question? Recently GLP-1 drug is seen in news. What it is? ABCD option. Consider the following statements regarding GLP-1. Under that it can give you 2 to 3 statements and it can ask you to identify correct or incorrect. Next type of question is applications where we can use it. Which of the consider the following. They'll give you 4 to 5 things like it can be used in cardiovascular diseases, kidney diseases, diabetes, hypertension, skin care. Like that they can give you 4 to 5 and they may ask you to identify which of the above are correct, where we can use this drug. These are the 3 questions and you cannot expect any mains based question. And actually this is used for diabetes, right? So it can be, UPSC can also ask you a question on diabetes. Consider the following statements on diabetes type 2, diabetes type 1. You know this, right? So what is the condition of diabetes? What happens in diabetes? It is called as sugar. What happens in this sugar disease? Which hormone related to this disease? Which is a hormone related to this disease? Insulin. Okay, diabetes is nothing but the condition where there is increased blood glucose level. Blood glucose is nothing but sugar levels. In your blood, there will be more sugar levels. What is the normal level of sugar we have to maintain? Have you seen this test? Especially old people, just they'll prick. They will keep on this card, and this card will be placed in the card reader, and it will be displaying the number 120, 140, 320 also sometimes. Normal level is 120. If it is more than this, we have different stages of sugar. Again, stages. Okay. What is the ideal time for checking of blood sugar? Ideal time. Ideal time when we have to check this. Before food, after food. Okay. Normally, as soon as you get up, you have to check your blood sugar level so that we can get the ideal sugar level in your body. But normally, if you had food, again, what happened? If you take food, rapidly there will be increase of sugar level. So because of this, what they'll do is normally they'll go for before food test and as well as after food test, and they'll understand like how much it is increasing and how much dose of insulin has to be given. Everything will be decided. Okay, the major hormone which is responsible for this is insulin. And which organ will produce this insulin? Where is this pancreas located? Okay, so if you say the stomach, and here we have leaf-like structure. Can you recall this? In your school days, I think you might have drawn this diagram. This pancreas will produce this insulin. What this insulin will do? Whatever the glucose which is there in your, do you know how this glucose will enter into the blood? Any idea? Okay, whatever the food you take, what happens? This food will enter into your stomach. In stomach, different digestive juices will mix and it will be getting digested. And this stomach will be lined by small blood capillaries. And this glucose will be diffused into this blood capillaries. Okay, that will be connected to the major veins and major arteries. Because of that, your blood will be having this glucose level. So if there is more glucose level in your blood, what happens? This insulin will convert that glucose into storage form called as glycogen. Okay, whenever you are doing fasting, then what happens? Your blood glucose level will be low and you will be feeling that switch off. My body is getting switch off. No energy, battery low. Will you use this kind of words? No. At that time, what happened? Whatever the stored amount of glucogen is there, that will be slowly converted into glucose and it will be giving you energy. That is your body mechanism. So if there is no insulin, what happened? There will be more amount of glucose in your blood. So if you go to urine, that glucose will be released. So because of this, have you ever seen if the sugar patient, if they urinate in the bathroom, after some time you can see small ants, they'll come and no idea. Sure. No observation skills at all. Okay, see here. So this is about the mechanism of diabetes. Okay. See here. This article is saying that now GLP-1 can be used for type 2 diabetes mellitus. So we have three types of diabetes. You know, right? Already I said type 1, type 2 and type 3. Type 1 is insulin is not at all produced. Type 2 is insulin is present in our body, but our cells will not react. Third one is in this gestational period, like nothing but during the pregnancy time. At that time, we'll have more cravings, more food, and even parents will be saying that you should eat for 2. At that time, everyone used to say you should not eat for 2, you should eat for 3. But I didn't. I maintained this much weight only, but only my belly had become like this. Everyone used to see my belly and they used to say, what is this? Please don't come before me. Stay in your room. It's like that they used to advise me in my last 9th month. Everyone used to get afraid of seeing my belly because my body is very thin, my belly is very big. Okay, so here this GLP-1 is used for treating of type 2 diabetes mellitus. And it can be also used for controlling of weight in obesity condition. Okay, now what is happening is whenever we are using this drug, body size will be reduced, body weight will be reduced. Whenever body weight and the size will be reduced, obviously, how they look? They look slim, they look smart, right? So because of this, what is happening? It will be also having effect indirectly on our skin, on our hair, on our nails. But this article is saying that it is not the drug of choice for cosmetic purpose. Because of controlling of your weight, it is making your skin bright, it is making your hair look silky or look long or growing, everything. But this is not the drug of choice for cosmetics. Okay, clear? So indirectly it is having impact on that, but we should not use only for that. That is the thing which mainly said here, nothing more than that, guys. See this next article, look at the title. Breaching the target, rising inflation leaves no room for a cut in interest rate. What does it mean? Say the second line and tell me what is the meaning of this second line. Rising inflation leaves no room for a cut in interest rate. What is inflation? Inflation is nothing but increased prices of goods and services in the market. Yes. And recently we discussed there is increased retail inflation. What is retail inflation now? 4.4%. Why there is increased retail inflation? Increased price of crude oil because of West Asian crisis, because of monsoon, agricultural productivity impacted because of monsoon break. Because of that, the vegetable price in the market is very high. Okay, so if inflation is there in our market or economy, who has to reduce this? Who has the role? Government is having role and RBI is having role. What is the role of RBI? It will increase or decrease interest rates. That means this article is talking about the role of RBI because it is talking about interest rates. Okay, now this article is saying that why there is inflation is now we have transport inflation. Transport inflation has been doubled to 4.31%. What is the meaning of transport inflation? Increased diesel price, petrol price, overall transportation charges increased. That is called as transport inflation. Earlier it is 1.75 but now it is 4.31. There is very high rate of transportation cost had been increased. And next one here is LPG price also increased. Yes, because of West Asian crisis, the biryani cost, samosa cost, tea cost in Ashok Nagar increased. Bonda cost. I don't know about bonda, but I know about samosa and biryani. Okay, biryani cost, samosa cost, everything cost had been increased. And next one is there is increased price of vegetables because of monsoon and its impact on agriculture. Yes, can you accept this? And next one is because of geopolitics, there is also increased cost of gold and silver. Silver cost and gold cost also had been increased. So because of this, overall what is happening here? There is higher jewelry price and higher household inflation. Okay, now here this article is saying that the majorly because of geopolitical conditions, there is increased inflation. If RBI is taking some steps and if it is reducing this interest rate, it is not feasible. We have to wait some time and we have to control this. That is the idea which mainly said here. Okay, so there is no room for the rate cut at Monetary Policy Committee's meeting. So don't expect that RBI will be reducing this interest rate. Why? Because it will wait and it will see what happens in future and it will take decision later on. Clear? That is about this article, nothing more than that. Okay, see this questions case. First one, it is about green hydrogen. Can you see? There are three statements. Green hydrogen is produced using electrolysis powered by renewable energy sources. Next one is green hydrogen production does not emit carbon dioxide during the production process. Green hydrogen can be used as hard to abate sectors like steel, fertilizer and shipping. Here we have can. Can means moderate statement, and this statement is right, 99%. So in your answer for sure 3 will be there. Now which statement you have to see? First one, renewable energy is produced using electrolysis powered by renewable energy sources. They didn't say only. If they give only, then that will be like negative statement. They didn't give only here. So answer is 1, 2 and 3. Solve in this way. Moderate statements, extreme statements. Not apply this for polity, but for other subjects. Okay, see this next question, guys. It is about Rath Yatra. With reference to Rath Yatra of Puri, consider the following statements. There are 3 statements here. Rath Yatra is celebrated biannually at Jagannath Temple in Puri, Odisha. During the festival, the deities of Lord Jagannath, Lord Balbhadra and Goddess Subhadra are taken in separate chariots. The festival symbolizes the annual journey of the deities from Jagannath Temple to Gundicha Temple. It is aunt's temple name. Answer is C. It is not biannual. It is annual. I already said UPSC can change this biannually or thrice in a year or once in 2 years. Like that, it can give you a statement. So answer is C, 2 and 3 only. Clear? That's all, guys. By this I'm concluding. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this class, please do the like button and please do share this class to your friends. And if you want to start your preparation, you can join our GS Prelims cum Mains Foundation course. And this course is going to be started from 18th of this July, guys. And we are providing both on online and offline. Okay, for more details, please do contact us on this number 8074765513. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.